Today, I can say that I'm 100% happy, but it wasn't always like that. Hi, my name's Jack, and I'm a converting Jew from country Victoria, Australia, and this is my story. I grew up in a small country town where only 3,000 people lived. One taxi driver, one post office, and not even a proper supermarket. But that's not why I struggled. As simple and easy as life was, I felt like I was missing a sense of purpose. I had everything I needed. A loving family, a comfortable home, friends to play cricket with, and an endless backyard. But I wasn't 100% happy. Something was missing. At 17, I packed my bags and left the country, searching for something bigger. A small studio apartment in Melbourne became my new home, and that was when it hit me. I was completely alone, with no friends or family. The loneliness was suffocating. Months passed, I met great people, explored the city, and took new opportunities, but none of it filled the void, reminding me that even the right place and people couldn't make me feel whole. Months turned into years, and things seemed to be turning around. Then, COVID hit. Lockdowns begun, and when my housemates left, I found myself in a 3-bedroom house all alone, again. It was then I first heard of Hashem, and wow, Hashem has really become a big part of my life. I'm now in the process of converting and loving every part of it. Hashem, the mitzvot, the people, the traditions, and the food. Fell in love with the weekly parasha stories and truly felt both the struggles and the miracles of the Jewish people.
Hi everyone, it's Adina or Adriana, whatever you want to call me, and you are listening to the NJN podcast, Notes from a Jewish Newbie. That's me.
Powered by Meaningful Minute.
Okay, hi everyone. You all know me, and maybe you know my guests here today. I flew here from America to do my own speaking events, but the second I knew I was coming to Melbourne, I was so excited to interview Jack from his Instagram page, Jack's Jewish Journey. He is, I'll let you obviously introduce yourself, but he is an Orthodox Jewish conversion candidate. We don't even need to say that. I know, God willing, very soon, B'ezrat Hashem, you will become Jewish. Your neshama is already Jewish. I'm sorry. I'm literally obviously on the convert side here. I mean it, you guys. This is an episode that I've been really excited about simply because I speak to a lot of converts. I have a lot of people that come up to me, message me, DM me, and I'll be honest, it's sometimes rare to find, you don't always find a convert that has like an interest. Every convert has an interesting story, but someone who I feel like is so genuine and pure with their journey to Judaism, and Jack is very clearly that. And I just really want to spread some light on his story. He's an amazing person to get to know, follow, and also he's a boy convert. Like I said, like I think that's
there's
like
not
the
many
most,
of us, I don't
there's
think.
not many, and that's the most noble thing I think ever. So Jack, tell us a little bit and we'll talk. We're chatting.
Thank you. I was more excited to know that you were coming. That was one thing. I was like, whoa, I have to catch up.
Yeah.
But
also I just want to say that his girlfriend, can I call her girlfriend?
Of course,
And her sister and I are friends in New York, Mesquite, and she was like, we're like, what a small world, Jewish geography, so we're all friends, and it's really great.
It's crazy.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being excited for me.
I'm really excited. Like a little bit about me and my like background. Obviously, Orthodox Jew, halfway through officially. So module 4 is done. On to module 5. Going strong, loving it.
Loving it. Wow,
background about myself is like, think of a simple Australian, like the Australian lifestyle.
It's so, you guys, like,
it's
Aussie,
like
what's
Aussie,
up?
like where's my surfboard?
Yes.
Like how many dogs do you have? Like it's so chill. Like that's my life, and it was my life. Like mum and dad obviously like just work hard on the farm, like dairy farm, so cows.
Cool.
So that was my childhood, like growing up.
Are we going to convert it to like a cholesterol production one day, maybe?
Don't worry, I've thought of it.
Okay.
But like, mum and dad still back home. Like I call it back home. It's 4 hours north from here on a dairy farm, 3 brothers, Australian as it can get.
Did you grow up religious in any sense? Atheist, just kind of secular, Christian?
Nah, like really secular, like Christmassy style.
Maybe like, believe that. Did you ever, you believe in God, you believed in higher power? Or I
believe there was someone there, but I just didn't know who.
You didn't think twice,
like,
maybe?
Nah, it was like someone's there, someone's controlling it, someone's laying life out for us, but I just couldn't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
But I think at that stage, especially being so young and in the country and it was such a simple life.
By the way, how old are you?
26.
Yeah, okay.
27, sorry. It was kind of like a lifestyle where all you think about was swimming, going with the friends, like milking the cows.
Yeah.
It was like such a simple life where someone was controlling it, but it's just, who was it? That was the whole time. And I thought that as a kid, to be honest. Like I really thought like, who's in control of this? But I just couldn't pinpoint it.
Yeah, and maybe you didn't even care to think twice about
To be
it.
honest, I didn't worry. I didn't worry. I was kind of like I just followed the crowd.
Yeah.
And like, that's what everyone did. That's what my family did. That's what their family did.
I'm really glad I brought Jack on here because a lot of people always ask me about my background. And I feel like I always say like I actually did grow up more religious than like the average secular non-Jewish person. Because that's how, like, for example, like sometimes like my boyfriends in the past, like that's kind of how they were. They were never like a strong driven like Christian or had a strong connection like with God or Hashem like I had, but just more so like, like I actually, my boyfriend before this, like he was like atheist, which I remember being like at a point in my podcast, my stories I've shared, it was a horrible relationship. But I remember praying to God saying, this man is not from you because how could he be if he's an atheist and I need to get out of this. But essentially in general, I feel like people who are not brought up specifically Christian to like, I did have stronger roots than the average, but exactly that's the mindset they have. Like they're just very go with the flow and good morals, but it's like, there's not so much leading you. And I think, it's an awesome like representation of where you came from.
Yeah, that's right.
But like you're unique in the sense that I feel like a lot of converts I meet, they either had a Jewish parent or they grew up with Jewish friends and then they did conservative or reform and then they went Orthodox. I was like you, like I knew probably more Jews than you did at that point in Melbourne because I was from like more of a popping city, I guess. But like also found it completely out of the blue and wild. And so maybe get on to like either, did you have like a life moment where you were like, whoa, this is Hashem? Or did you just have a life moment kind of like I did where you just gradually stepped closer and closer and you got, I know you've mentioned how you met how do I pronounce your girlfriend's name? Dale? Tail.
Yeah, it's like real Israeli.
Mesquite and Tail are the best. They have such cool names. Okay, so maybe that was a helpful stepping stone, but go on about that. Yeah.
Mine was more like it got to a stage I was 17, really curious kid, like, but the simple lifestyle just wasn't for me. Yeah. And I was like, where do I go? What do I do? The people around me, my friends at that time were like, this is life. Like, this is Australia. We don't go anywhere. This is like, no one thinks outside of the box. And I was literally like, what do I do?
I want to go to the big city.
I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And it was like something had to drag me out. I was always going to move to a big city. And then it just hit one night where I was like, I need to go. Like, it's nothing against mum and dad, nothing against my family, nothing against my friends.
You needed something new.
I needed something new. Mm-hmm. And I was 17, so like I couldn't just drive away to the city like escape. But I was like, mum and dad, like, look, love you guys, but something's dragging me towards a better life in a sense. Like something was, and at the time,
there's more to this life. My life here is good,
there was more. Yeah,
I want to do more.
Looking back at it now, it was Hashem, like the whole time. Yeah. And it was, but I couldn't pinpoint at the time because I was oblivious to it all.
I got picked up by a Jewish family.
That's right.
And just like, even in my toxic relationship at the time and like they were there for me, you don't see it.
That's right.
But then you look back and
then you look back, you're like, obviously it was that.
Hashem.
Like I moved down here quite young. I was 17 and I still remember it. Mum brought me down.
In Melbourne.
Yeah. Packed my bags, drove down here 4 hours. Got
Cute,
to my,
brave,
it was good. It was brave. It was really brave. I was petrified. Didn't know anyone.
Oh.
Got to my apartment, put my bags up here. Mum helped me put stuff away. And she's like, Mom. I'm going. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Like this is life. And I literally remember she left, she closed the door. I sat down and I just cried.
Yeah.
And I was like 17. I was like, I don't know what I've done. Yeah. But I was like,
I mean, in America, every country and every culture is different, but like it's kind of like we have a soft launch into adulthood, which is college. We go to uni, right? Is that what you call it? Yeah. And it's like, okay, great. Now you're in dorms living away from like your parents, but like you still have a track. You know what I mean? Right. And now you just like honestly have your bills paid, and then you just get to do whatever you want. It's very dangerous, honestly. Literally, but I also have had moments like that too, where. Yeah, then moving in the real world, you're like, shoot.
I was like, whoa.
What did I do? But like, brave.
And it was like at the time I was petrified. Like I had to start from scratch, like new friends. I didn't know anyone. So I just went for it. I was like, I'm down here. This is life now. I'm going to go for it. And obviously started uni, started playing a bit of sport, got a job, started to meet friends. And I was just I got into a rhythm where I felt like I was back home, where I was just following the crowd again. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, something changed.
Not the dairy farm, but now you're just doing the same thing in Melbourne.
That's right. Like the environment changed, but like my feeling inside, like my heart.
Still seeking.
Still was like, what's going on? Like there's no meaning to life.
Oh, wow.
The people I met throughout that period, great people, like love them. I would say hello to them again tomorrow. Like there's nothing against those people, but the lifestyle and the like meaningfulness behind it was just empty in a sense.
Very much with my past too. Exactly.
Yeah.
Great
and like
people,
looking back at it, great people, empty. Like the only way you connected to each other was like, let's go for a drink. Let's go for food. Let's go for a drive down the road. Like at the time, fun, like all good. That lifestyle was at the time really fun. Looking back at it, like super empty. And like your weekends were full of, you had nothing to look forward to. Like you're working or you're studying all the time. You get to the weekend and there's like, it's just a roller coaster effect. It just tripled over the same day.
By the way, I was just exactly.
Yeah.
I love we have another person here to tell the viewers. I said on my other podcasts, like I've had Jewish friends say, but wouldn't it be just nice to have 2 days? Like, we only have Sundays to do stuff, but to have 2 days. And like what you guys don't understand is like, obviously like I have a more chill life where like I can sometimes do cool things on a Tuesday, but like without Shabbos, I literally was just running the rat race on the weekend. It went from school and work to then, I mean, I was a bartender and stuff. So like a waitress, server, bartender, that's even double the work on the weekends. Definitely. But it was like doing laundry, doing errands, running to your friend's birthday, getting to the beach. And it's like, it's a different type of chill, but it's not chill. It's not chill. Relaxed. Yeah. And of course it is by no means reconnecting with God or Hashem. Like I said, I still valued God and my relationship with God in my past life as a non-Jew. But I didn't have or make time to connect. And Judaism allowed me to do that. Shabbos specifically allows me to do that. But thank you. You said it first, right? Like, it's just the rat race keeps going.
Yeah. And at the time, I still remember like that breaking point. COVID hit. I was living with my brother and a really good friend of mine. And then we had really bad restrictions here in Melbourne. Like you couldn't do a 5 kilometer radius from your house.
I lived in Florida, the most free state in the whole world.
Yeah. Like you guys we had it horrible here.
We were nuts.
And so my brother and friend moved out. So I was like
alone.
Yeah. Like, so then I built up like probably 3 years of really good friends and like starting to get life back together. And I thought, wow, okay, life's all right down here. And then that hit and everything just left again. Yeah. And I was a little 17-year-old again, but I was 23.
Yeah.
I was like by myself and I was like,
what happened?
Like literally COVID hit, everyone's gone again. I was like, I just have to start over again, like try and find new friends again. And like that specific moment really hit home. I was like, I've just worked 5 years to like
build a new life and now it's and it's just gone. Taken away from us. Very depressing.
And that was when I met Tayo through that time. Yeah. So I knew Tayo's friend and they were like, as a joke, like, we'll move into your house, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know you guys. Yeah. And then something just clicked. I was like, no, like, why not? Like, I'll meet new people.
Wait, but I love that this is coming up because like, so they were going to become your housemates, your roommates, so right?
They were just going to fill my house.
And they were girls.
Yeah.
So people don't realize this, but like non-Jews, like it was so normal to have relationships and friendships with boys or girls to the point where I also one time in my life was like, maybe I could also like have a guy roommate. Like obviously if I knew them, whatever. But like, thank God, I didn't do that personally. Like I don't think I would like that, but like, cause I'm a girly girl, whatever. But like, it's so weird I haven't had like a close guy friend in I don't know how long because in the conversion process, like they cut off everything. It's very normal. All my group chats were boys and girls. It was like my guy friends, my girlfriends, and it was so normal to be like just friends with the opposite gender. And it wasn't weird. And like, thanks for like bringing that out. Exactly. We're not crazy as non-Jews. Maybe we're a little crazy.
Yeah, maybe. And it was still like, at that time, obviously I moved in and like got to know Taya and a friend and like it was a good time. And then she's like, let's go meet my mom and like my dad and the first time I still remember it, Avital is her name. And we FaceTimed each other. And it was like I was speaking, I've known her for like 10 years and it was like a connection. It was like, we just got along. It was like she was my mom. I literally to this day, I call her Ima still. She's saved on my phone, Ima. Like,
that's special.
It was a connection where I was like, I left home. I left my like strong connection with mum and dad. Yeah. And then it like came back and I was like nothing against mum and dad now.
Exactly. I wanted to add, when you leave home, my nanny family's for me. My mom is my mom. My mom is my best friend, okay? Like, especially as girls, we're so close to our mom. But essentially, like, my nanny moms, sometimes I'm like, I'm having a bad day. Like, they cooked me a warm meal because, like, my mom, I love her so much. She was 3 hours away and she always, like, cries, like, I wish I could be close to you. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to live in Sarasota the rest of my life. But, like, exactly. Some of the Jewish moms they're Jewish moms for everybody.
She, like opened her wings, brought me in. And I still, like, Tia was like, it was Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Let's go around to mum and dad's. Let's do it there.
Yeah.
And that was the first experience I had with Judaism.
Yeah.
And like before then, I was 22, never met a Jew.
Yeah.
Like I
You
didn't
knew, but, like,
know. I didn't know anything about it.
all I knew is like they celebrated Hanukkah and
Literally,
like not Christmas.
But not even to that extent.
Yeah.
Like I literally had not much. I had no exposure. It was at school.
Yeah.
The only exposure through like history class
maybe
or
we would
something.
color like they'd pass out the Christmas
Yeah.
trees and they'd be like, if anyone wants a menorah, like here, like the stack is this thick, no one wants it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same.
But it was like, and then I was like, yeah, of course, let's go. Like, and I still remember I walked through the door in the house, Hanukkah candles, donuts. Like I was like, this is like home. And it just felt, it was like this warm feeling of like I was a little kid again. And I just walked back into my family home. And it was that touching moment. I was like, wow, like this is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And then it just grew from there. It was like, let's go to shul. Let's do this.
Hashem is real.
Like,
Hashem is in the room with us.
It was
like
literally, it was funny because I was at a breaking point. I was like, I'm just going to leave it all. But something was holding me back so I could be exposed to that moment.
Yeah. And
people say like, why'd you convert? Why?
I know, by the way, I was not going to come on here and be like, so why'd you convert to Judaism?
No, but like, I get it every day. Like, why did you convert?
Yeah.
How did you know that you're going to convert? I can't pinpoint it. It's the hardest question. It's
people say, when did you know? And I'm like,
I can't.
It's gradual.
Yeah.
I always say there's pinpoint moments where I had a spark,
Yeah.
and it's like it all added up to the point where that it was like, I always say like, whoa, now I'm at the Beis Din's door
That's
crying.
right.
Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Like it's from the 17-year-old moving out of home. That was like the first.
Yeah.
To all the way to the 22 when I met Tia. There's a little one, and then there's another one when I was down. Like go to a family house. There's another one, and then there's like these little sparks. There's a reason why I'm staying.
Yeah.
Like, and I just couldn't pinpoint at the time because I was oblivious to it. Like I didn't know.
For me
but
also,
now,
I also, even with Christianity being my background, I had more of like a fight, an internal struggle of like, what's right, what's wrong of both sides. And I also gradually started merging and, gradually got to the point where I was like, I can't find anything I don't like about this life, this religion, this mindset. But I always said like, I didn't know what I didn't know. And that's when I started learning with the rabbi. And even then I still was talking to him. Like I was still cautious. I was still waiting to hear something. But I also, I think that's just another reason why I wanted to bring you on here, because I think when I speak to a lot of converts, and I never want to take away anyone's journey to their Judaism, because everyone can find it in different ways, even if it's, like I said, from a significant other. But I knew you were different. Like everyone's always like, people just do it to get married. I'm like, not always. And even if they do, don't take that away from them, because if they still do their conversion, they keep their Yiddishkeit, that's beautiful. And I think, like I said in my speech last night, what a Kiddush Hashem it was that they found it together.
Literally.
But that's proof it's happened so organically.
Yeah.
Hashem pulling you and you don't really know. And that's amazing. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Like it was a flow-on effect where Teo's family's like very religious now, but at the time weren't so much religious.
Yeah.
And it was nearly, I brought that like religiousness back to them a little bit as well. Like now Teo's religious, families religious.
Yeah, that's like
and they keep saying like, it was you. Like it was a reason, like there was a reason Hashem brought us here and brought you here.
Hashem uses converts.
Literally.
And people, like I said, people sometimes, they always message me, you'll get it too, like, thank you so much for being open about your conversion. People say to me like, I've hid my conversion. My mother's hid my conversion because of discrimination against converts and stuff. Unfortunately, sometimes as a convert, maybe I will always get somebody who doesn't approve of me or doesn't think I'm a real Jew. But truthfully, I'm so proud and thankful Hashem put me through struggles, put me through my conversion, gave me my past life, because I genuinely see how I'll say things sometimes that are just like second nature to me, and people are like, what?
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm like, wow, like I'm so thankful that like Hashem was able to use me to help people who already had this gift of their life. And that's exactly what Hashem did for you. I always say like, we're here to spice it up a bit, like we're here to spice it up. We're here to bring a different perspective and it's beautiful. I just also want to reiterate, your girlfriend, she was the first Jew, observant Jew, traditional Jew that you really met.
Yeah.
And some people want to take away from converts of like, oh, are you doing it just to get married? Are you doing it just for this person? And I always say no. First of all, until you go through the Orthodox Jewish conversion process, you don't even understand. Like I'm always as a joke, like no boy is worth that. Like, she's quite beautiful. So I mean, she's kind of worth it. But essentially, it's so much more than that. And it's actually, I think, just such a beautiful Kiddush Hashem for the people that Hashem places in our lives on both sides. Because exactly, maybe they were traditional, maybe they were seeking. You even might find, I have friends, like they had religious trauma and things they didn't like about Judaism. And through you, because you're like a baby, right? Like we're both like babies. We're
Yeah.
like, wow, the Hanukkah candles are beautiful. And they're
Yeah.
like, really? We've been doing this for 25 years,
that's
you know?
right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, amazing.
It's amazing. It's literally amazing.
So then I obviously cut you off all the time because I'm super ADHD, but I try to circle back. So I hope it's not annoying. But I want to go back to now you having this moment of like just wanting more and more and more of these sparks. Like I said, you're not going to have a moment, but maybe when was the first moment you met with the rabbi or decided like, hey, like I want a life like this for my future. And you knew what that meant. Did you know what that meant? Did you know, or that, you know what I mean? Tell me. Yeah.
It was a little bit down the track. Like before deciding to convert was like a 5-year period. So like I was exposed to things along the time. Like
I say my conversion was not 2 years, not 1 year,
Yeah.
not 5. It was like 5 years in the making. From what I learned, what is Shabbos from my nanny kids, all of it's a piece to then getting me here today.
Yeah. And so I was starting to go to shul and with Taya's family, like, let's go to shul.
Yeah.
I know this really cool rabbi, Rabbi Glassman, shout out, massive.
Okay.
And he's like, I have to introduce you to him. I was like, yeah, of course. Cool. They're like, you'll get along with him. He likes sport. Like, and I was like, cool. He sounds like
boys. Like,
I
by
was
the way,
like,
it stops there. He likes sport. Cool.
I was
Good
like,
for
cool.
me.
Like, I'm like, cool. Let's meet him. And I still remember
Such a boy.
I was so nervous going to shul for the first time. Like it was intimidating. It was scary. Walking in, people were grabbing 2 books, so I didn't know what to grab. So I grabbed 2 books as well. And I was like, what is this? I'm not sure. And then
open it up. Wow.
literally I was like, whoa. And then,
Are they Sephardi, by the way?
Yeah, Sephardi.
So
yeah.
was there even English translation?
Like on the other side there was. I made sure there was.
Thank God, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's Sephardi, I'm like, I can't hang at a Sephardi
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
The Safra in New York, I'm like, what's going on? The
I
accent.
love Sparties.
I do too, but I can't hang.
It was, I literally opened the door, like big double doors, and I walked in. I was like, whoa, like this is cool. Like this is amazing.
Can I ask you real quick? Was it an Orthodox shul? You had to separate? You had to go to the men's side with her father?
Yeah.
Scary. You're like,
But I was scared. I was like, what is this? I go this way, you go that way.
Yeah.
Like, all good. And then the rabbi is coming towards me. I like obviously knew he was the rabbi. I was like, my first impression, they said he's really cool. He's really like, and he just he walked up to me. He's like, Yaakov, ma nishma. I was like, I don't know what mashma means. Like, I was like, hi, I'm Jack. And he's like, yeah, hi, I'm Rabbi Glassman. How are you? And it was such a warm feeling of like, he knew I was nervous.
Yeah.
He knew I was petrified.
Yeah.
But he made it feel that I've been there 100 times before. And
What a great rabbi.
He's my mentor now. He's still my mentor.
Yeah.
But he just made the whole experience go like, Hashem's bringing you here for a reason. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you. Still to this day, I message him flat out about questions, and he's my go-to.
I have a question to ask you. So I feel like at this point, you were not just going to shul to be like, like just to hang out with the family. You were going to shul because you were like, I want more. I want to keep learning.
Curious.
And you were curious, and they were like, what amazing family. Let's go. Come on together. You slapped them to shul.
That's right. And it was like, even as a child, I was super curious. Like no one else was really as curious as I was. Like, why does this do that? Why is that? Like, what happens in this world?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
And everything just started to make sense. And it was such a beautiful moment to.
Me too, when I started learning.
Yeah. And it was like, once I started learning and understanding, and like over the years, you get to know like there's a purpose behind everything that you do.
I know.
And that's the thing that I love the most.
About Judaism and just our life now. Yeah. Me too.
But then I look back and like you've had it as well. You've lived both worlds. One has no purpose and one is full of purpose.
I mean, and even as a Christian, like I said, like my mom is Christian, my family, and the truth is like they have a purpose of like still being, I think, righteous Noah heights, following a God, all in morals. But when I started learning personally, everything made sense to me in the sense that everything that I learned, I feel like about this world, about my relationship with God, there's certain things that obviously didn't match up, but also the things sometimes maybe they didn't even contradict. Even the Parsha stories are the same in Christianity that they are in Judaism. It just peeled back a layer. And instead of opening like a layer saying that's another layer, I feel like it opened a wormhole. Like you'd imagine like looking in and like seeing a world where it's like, they always say like there's 70 faces to the Torah, but essentially it was like, there's so much to learn and I'm excited to learn about it. And everything I learned like was more beautiful. It just made everything have more depth and like, you could go back and learn the same topics every single year about every single holiday. I was just on the phone with my rabbi learning about Elul and like, you'll always learn something new.
Yeah.
I'm a learner and you're curious and like, it's amazing. And it's so much substance. And every time I learn, I feel closer to Hashem. And that's what my past life couldn't give me. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And it was like, you said it last night, like when you're with your nanny kids, it got to a point where it was like, you don't want to leave. And that was like, I was going back to shul, and I was like, I don't want to leave. Like this life is so much better.
Yeah.
And the people around me were such better people. And I was like, this is the reason that I'm here now. Like there was all this time I struggled with finding friends and losing friends and like trying to find myself.
And sometimes also just like partying because they were partying and like I became like big into like drinking bottomless brunch and like doing whatever, and like I had such an imposter syndrome in college. Like I was like a cute, fun girl, like popular, but I was always like, oh, I can't hang with the popular kids. And then like I was, and then I was always, I feel like kind of morphing myself to be someone I wasn't because I wanted to fit in with who was around me. It compromised my morals and my priorities in life. Like I was always a good, nice girl, but essentially like what you just said, exactly. I got to a place in my life where I could see the contrast of light and darkness. I was working in a nightclub, okay? Like I was being a bartender. Like I feel like the definition of like contrast of working with Orthodox Jewish religious nanny kids, and then just working with people who, once again, I feel bad. It's just a different world. They're so empty, but like I saw it one time working so clearly. I had to work in the morning of like work with my nanny kids, working at the bar, seeing these people drink, party to the point where they don't know where they are. And that's all they did. They would drink Friday night. They would drink. They'd go out when the club close to another club. Then they'd wake up for brunch. They'd drink again. And I then on my days off would also kind of go out with my friends. And I remember sitting there playing with my nanny kids, away from the politics, away from my phone, away from anything, just being like, I don't want this to end. And they kind of still are my escape with my phone sometimes because my phone now is my entire like life. But it transports Shabbos and being with them and being with the people who are just, they're just genuine, deeper people. Yeah. And it's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's the contrast between two lives now is like, I'm thankful I live that life because now I understand it's just not for me.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I was strong enough to get to a point where I could realize that it's not for me. Like some people would just, I'm sure there's people out there would just go along with the days and they just go along with it to
they don't care. They're happy.
They're happy.
I'm not like that either. Yeah.
For them, I'm happy for them as well. But like, I'm truly happy that I found my purpose, and that was Judaism. And now it's like every time we learn, like Tia obviously learns with me as well.
That's beautiful. Good for you. Good for her.
Yeah, it's literally like we're super excited. Like we get home from work, instead of like getting home from work and just doing your chores or like doing something that doesn't mean anything, we literally just get home, we get our notebooks, and we're off to class. And it's like it's the happiest moment. And
so beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And like, and it's interesting. It was because like 3 years before that, when obviously I wasn't converting and she wasn't so close, we wouldn't do that. We'd just have the simple life of getting home from work.
Want to go get food.
Yeah,
Want to watch Netflix.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, now you sit back and you look at it and you're like, maybe we wasted those days. And like, why didn't we? Yeah, but I'm really happy that we had both experiences of that, not so much depth. And now it's like, we literally run to class because like we love it. When we literally, and we've both got this deep connection to Judaism now. It's like, no one can take it away. And like, we love it. And it's the most important thing to us right now.
That's so amazing. I get emotional because sorry, I'm a girl and I get more emotional than most people in general. I'm such a girly girl, but like essentially, not that boys can't get emotional too, but it's so beautiful. Like I want that. Exactly. It's so special to have, even with friends too. It's very hard to find. Yeah. I'll tell you, I love all my friends dearly. I have such a great close-knit group of friends, and every friend has like their moment of what do you want to do? Some of them are just like, let's go get pliables, like acai together. Go to the beach, and others like my other friend Sarah, who's an influencer, like let's like learn and talk and just get deep together. And it's so special to find people that you can connect with. And you'll find sometimes, I'm sure you've already seen, sometimes it's hard. For me, I found it like sometimes people are like, no, Adriana, I don't want to go to that class. Like they don't find it as special as I do. So kudos to you guys for just growing together. And that's an amazing feeling to have that. That's special. But you said something, hold on, I'm losing my train of thought, but you just said something that, you said that we built such a strong connection with Judaism and no one can take it away from you. But you put your life out online, and which, by the way, we'll get into that, but like how that started and like why you're like, hey, let me document this. Cause for me, I did it a little bit reverse, as you maybe know my story. I was out online kind of by accident, but I went with it. Who doesn't love to be a little influencer or whatever? And then I was like, ooh, this is awkward. I don't want anyone to know about this. And now what do? So I hid it. I never could imagine documenting it. Why? Because for social media, I immediately saw how people ripped me apart, pulled me apart for things I did. And I could only imagine, because I started my journey very organically and very imperfectly. Like I always say, like I was learning about Torah classes and then going out to the bar Friday nights and not dressing sneas, and people would have laughed me off the stage. They would say, what are you thinking? You could never become an Orthodox Jew. You think you're going to become Jewish going to shul like that? And I'm very thankful I protected it. But even now publicly Jewish. I've called my rabbi crying because of ways that people have attacked me online for maybe the way I dressed or something I misspoke and said, like, come on, like, I'm just trying to like do good here. And obviously I'm not perfect, but, and I've said like, this is the first time I've been starting to feel like, maybe afraid that someone will judge me for what I wear. And instead of actually like wondering where this true connection's coming from. And he said to me, don't let anyone else take away the connection and love and mitzvahs that we built together and that you built. And it's very hard. And I want to know how you navigate that online, putting your conversion out there, such a vulnerable process. People asking you, when are you going to be done? And it's like, block. Let's DM the Beis Din and ask.
Yeah, like,
but
it all started, I was like, obviously started the process, and Taya being Taya, she's in marketing, Mesquite being Mesquite, she's obviously got a YouTube and her Instagram as well. And they're like, why don't you document it? It's like, it's a really niche thing. You love it. So like, why don't you, and I was so proud of it at the time. Yeah. Like I was proud of it at the time. I was like, why not? Like, who's going to say something? Or if they do say something, I don't really care. Yeah. Like, to be honest, like, say what you like. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. It doesn't worry me
Nothing
whatsoever.
can shake you. You built this connection with Hashem.
Yeah, nothing's going to change anything.
And if you're right with Hashem, Hashem carries you. You can't do anything wrong. Yeah.
Literally. And
I can see it.
Mesquite came up with the name. She's like, Jack's Jewish Journey.
Perfect.
I was like,
marketing genius.
Yeah, it makes
Mesquite,
sense.
I love
yeah. She's amazing. It makes sense. So I was like, and I opened the account and I just put my face on there. I was like, people are going to find it. Like people at work, like people at my old workplace found it.
Oh my gosh. You know, people found it from my old bar job being like, yo, things have changed. I'm like, things have changed.
Yeah. And like, I opened it, 3 followers straight away.
Oh.
Avital.
Yeah. The mom.
Taya's mom.
Yeah. Biggest fan.
Taya and Mesquite.
Cute.
I was like, there you go. Like, you know, if it stays at 3, all good. Like,
that's how it started.
I don't really
that's
care.
how it started offline and that's how it started online.
Yeah. And it was like, it was a cute moment. I was like, wow, like,
Love
you know,
you
the people that had my back from the start, they've got it now.
Wow,
and
amazing.
Then obviously I wanted to share. I just wanted to share the love of like it's such a beautiful thing to go through the process. Like, and I truly like halfway through it, love it.
Wow. Okay,
and
so let's start there now. Okay, obviously we don't have all the time in the world left, but I am wanting to get to like this part too, because this is something that's unique. We can all discuss our journey towards Judaism, even people who are Jewish from birth, but the conversion process itself. I'm jealous of you that you are at such a peaceful state and in the most confident, I feel like secure state with your, I mean, I know you probably get frustrated. I'd love to hear about those moments if you want to share, but for me, I felt the opposite. I resented it. I was truly depressed. I would cry. I feel like I even like lost a lot of weight. The only thing that I got to a point where the only thing that made me happy and stable in the sense of like not spiraling myself into an overthinking like wormhole was like going to Torah classes and surrounding myself with people who like from my shul who like loved me. And every time I felt like I was going to fall apart, I would just grab a book because like I was holding together with like a string throughout my entire years of conversion process. Ups and downs, you know, good and, you know, sometimes I talk myself off a ledge of like, okay, you're going to get through it, Adriana, but it's also just probably personality difference. Maybe it's the Aussie and you of just being like, we're chilling out. But also it's really beautiful that you were able to find a genuine, pure connection that's also halachically totally kosher. And I think the conversion process, especially when you are observant, following the rules and you guys are growing together. Like I said, the rabbis see that or else they would be like, get out of here. That doesn't always happen with converts. And I couldn't have that. I couldn't start my life in my head. I was a super like, I planned my life and to have no control over my life. Now looking back though, I finally, I think have let go of a lot of that resentment because I've learned and I've worked with some rabbis and rabbis that have helped me with understanding it. But I look back and I now see that in my head, my enemy was the Beis Din. They were controlling my life, but it was Hashem saying, relinquish control, Adriana. Like you need to finally understand that like I am in control of your life. You never have been in control. And I still have those moments where I am like, oh, look at me, my phone. I need to get the podcast set up now. Like if I don't, like my producers are going to be upset with me and I'm going to disappoint people. But Hashem always reminds us and like, I'm thankful for my journey for that. And I'm so happy that you have spent this journey and being able to have somebody who obviously I hope you will see in your future, you're going to have a future with, God willing, very soon, to carry you with it. And they're an amazing support system, and just learn along the way.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you are like the person who, like I met converts who are like, I don't care how long it takes. Like I just want to like be connecting. And in my head, I was like, oh, I'm done. Like I want it the fast as I can. But yeah, I don't know. How are you feeling? You're just comfortable chilling? Or you
mine's
like
as long as it takes, as long as it takes.
Wow.
Like I'm not in control of it. Hashem is. Like,
honestly,
literally, like
Hashem's laughing at me like that's what you should have done, Adriana.
that's right. Yeah. But like,
if you only didn't do that.
literally, but like you could sit there and read as much as you want and practice as much as you want
And learn as much as you want.
learn as much as you want, but it's not going to change any outcome.
It's
and like,
not. It's
everyone
not.
always asks like, oh, how long are you in?
Yeah.
Like,
how much
long's
longer?
left? And I
When
was
are you going to be Jewish?
all I say is I don't know.
Yeah.
And like not in a rude way. I literally don't know.
No,
Like,
you don't know.
I
By
don't
the way,
know.
to anybody listening, if you're another convert, if you're another person, like I said, I wanted you here because Jews, they don't, a lot of like Jews from birth, like they don't know about the conversion process because it's a very hush-hush type of experience because it's kind of rare people go through a true, genuine, like Orthodox conversion full out and shared online, number one. Number two, it's all personal, it's all different. And exactly, the hardest thing about it is it's the unknown. And I truly believe that even in the real world, if the Beis Din thinks they're controlling the pieces, I remember thinking the Beis Din was the one controlling the pieces when probably Rabbi Goldberg was sitting there like, I don't have any room on my calendar, like whatever, not even thinking twice about me. But in my head, I'm like, he's keeping me from being Jewish.
Yeah.
And then Hashem is like, I am, you're not ready yet because I didn't learn the lesson I think I was meant to learn.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I wasn't ready to grow.
Yeah.
And for me, it wasn't until I let go and I said, Hashem, if I am not ready to be your vessel, transform me in this time. And when I'm ready, please show me I'm ready. Please, please. I said, Hashem, I wrote in my letter on the Ohel, I said, obviously I could be here right now and be telling you what I really want. I want to be Jewish after this. Thank you. I said, but obviously I'm letting go. It's not my control. I said, obviously I want to hear good news from my Beis Din. And then I got my meeting actually. I shared that and I had amazing news. Hashem is real. Hashem is alive. And I'm just so happy that you are experiencing this with such peace. Consider that a gift. You're one of the few converts I think that like will say that.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy for you because you're so genuine and you deserve that. You're lucky.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think you're very lucky for this whole journey. What type of things do you feel like right now in your process? You were saying how every Beis Din's different, but you're in like module 5 and there's like essentially like 8 modules, but it's a syllabus and a lifestyle change of observance. He fully observes, right? You're fully kosher, fully keeping Shabbos. Maybe could you share with us if you're comfortable, not even timelines, but like, were you somebody who you just flipped into it and was easy to take on keeping Shabbos? Like, yeah, or like for me, like I said, I gradually took on kosher. I gradually took on znias. Like, when's the first time you wore tzitzis and a kippah? Like, you know?
We were doing it well before I started.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to it was for me. Like I knew it was for me. And like we were just doing it because we'd go to Theo's parents' house, we'd stay there, we'd keep Shabbat.
Yeah.
We'd eat kosher and we ate kosher at home.
Yeah.
And it was well before the process and well before I was thinking about stepping into the process as well. Because it's not like you just flick the switch and you're converting. Like takes time. Like I was knocking on the Beit Din's door, like I was writing my application.
Yeah,
and
the
then
application, pouring
and then
your
you
heart
get approved. And then you're like,
Okay, now what?
I was emailing myself like 40 times, replying back to myself. And I was like, hello, like just following up.
I literally say like the Beis Din's the definition of a toxic boyfriend. Like the player in high school that's like, got 10 girls in his phone. Like I'm not dealing with you.
Literally. And I was sitting there, I was like just replying to myself. And then I left it 2 days and then I was like, nothing, so I'll just reply again. And then I go back to my rabbi.
Like
Rabbi
a
Glassman, he's like,
psycho
I was like, is this normal?
No,
like,
my rabbi
I'm
thinks
not
I'm
sure.
insane.
He's like, no, it's normal. Just leave it. Keep
no.
following it up.
My rabbi said to leave. I was like, no, I'd keep at it.
Yeah. I was like, no, like I'm going to keep doing it. But I was like,
hey,
throughout
just
the
following
time,
up.
yeah. But throughout the time, you like, and even booking the module test, like it takes time. Like, hi, I'm ready for the test. Can
They're
I
like,
book
oh,
it in?
really?
And I don't hear from them.
Yeah,
And it's like, I'm not sure if they're really busy or they're just pushing me
Are
back.
they playing
or,
games?
Yeah, like, and I just leave it. I was like, I'm just going to leave it. Like, they'll reply when they need to reply. Like, I'm not in control of it. They're like, it's Hashem.
Yeah.
And the whole time, and then all of a sudden, it just pops up on the phone. Like, hi, Jack. Here's your test date.
Oh my gosh, I would stop. My heart would stop when I got that from the Beis Din, their secretary. Oh my gosh, I think her name's Eliza.
Like it's throughout that process, and like when you say like officially wearing like kippah or tzitzit, it was early days. Like before converting, like before starting to convert, I wasn't so much wearing it like consistently. Like I'd wear it obviously when I can.
Kind of like sneakers for me. Exactly.
Yeah,
At shul
like,
I'd be like different levels, but yeah.
But then obviously starting, it was like no, like this is for me. This is my life. This is like Hashem's choosing this. Like I'm wearing it. I'm proud of it. And it's the first thing I'd put on. And like,
and in Melbourne, in Australia in general, a lot of anti-Semitism, and it's really beautiful. And I commend so many people here who have to fight with I mean, obviously I travel all over the place, so sometimes I'm in different cities, and New York is not the best either, but at the same time, there's not so many Jews here, and it's running rampant, the anti-Semitism. And so I always say kudos to, especially the men. You know, they're so, I feel like, more visibly sometimes Jewish. Like I sometimes am sneers to like the style, the modesty, I don't know, but like the fashion, but good for you.
We stand out a little bit more, the men. And it's like, I still remember there was one night in St Kilda, like you might be aware of the areas, but I was walking, it was Motzei Shabbos, like it was after Shabbat, and Thea and I was just going for a walk down St Kilda. I had my tzitzit, my kippah, and St Kilda's it's a bit of a rough area, and one person, like a car drove past, and they're like, "Yuck, Jew," and I was like, "Oh, like what?"
Yeah,
like, that was my first time I ever experienced it, and I was like,
"I'm not Jewish, by the way."
I was like, wait, and then I was like, "Whoa, like that was a bit hard," but I didn't let it hit me. I was like, "Nah, like no one's gonna just sit there and go like that and just run away like that." And literally, I'm not joking. 2 minutes later, you know when you can spot an Israeli?
Maybe
there was like Israeli guys standing up there walking towards me. I was like, oh, like straight away, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. It was like within 5 minutes.
Hashem sent angels.
Literally, like within 5 minutes, I had someone scream for me in the car. 2 minutes later, I've got these like Israeli guys saying Shavua Tov, shaking my hand. It was like, it was crazy. Like it was all in that moment.
Yeah.
That was kind of a turning point where I was like, nah, like I'm not letting this affect me.
Can I ask you something? Do you feel this way? Because I have had this feeling sometimes with my journey of even my nanny mom has said to me, like, aren't you afraid of anti-Semitism, or aren't you afraid of people like discriminating against you because you're Jewish or saying mean things? And I said no, because the only way I can describe it in the weirdest way, tell me if you relate, is if I decide to shave my head because I think this looks beautiful and I love this style and I rock it and I love it, and someone says, ew, you look so hideous, I hate your shaved head, it doesn't bother me because it was my choice and I found it beautiful and that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that is how I view my Judaism. And unfortunately, that doesn't relate to people who didn't get to choose to be Jewish, who maybe look more visibly Jewish than I do, whatever that might mean to people. Yeah. But that's how I feel sometimes. Like when people if people ever have like come up to me and said something like nasty, it's like, by the way, like, I literally chose this. I actually used to not be Jewish. Actually, I used to be just like you, and I found the beauty in this life. So like, I just, does that make sense? Like
100%. I feel that all the time.
I feel like a sense of confidence of kind of like, this was my choice. Like I actually liked it that much.
It gives me more confidence in a sense, because I see
gives
it
you
as,
more confidence.
Yeah, exactly. I see it as a point where like I wear it so proudly, like you're representing the Jewish people.
Yeah, so even when I was not converting, if I looked sneers and was in like a public area, like I wanted to make sure like if I wasn't rude to a service worker or something, because I knew exactly you're kind of representing. I want them to have a good experience.
Yeah, and some of these people like myself, like years ago, you've never met a Jew.
Like
you don't even know, and their first interaction, like why would it be so? Why would you want to come across rude or like disrespectful? Because that's their first thought.
And we don't think about that. Yeah. Everybody, as a human beings in general, it's hard. But I said in my speech, I said, I think the best way to combat anti-Semitism is sometimes to just be, which I think we are both genuine, kind people, but I try to be extra kind sometimes to people who maybe I know they maybe they don't seem like they like would like the way I live my life or the way that I am Jewish now. And I because you never know, that might be their first interaction with somebody who is Jewish. They don't know your life story. And I always just want to be a good example, not for the Jewish nation, if anything, for Hashem. Yeah. We are people of Hashem, and I just always want to be a light, and it's so important. Like it's so important. I feel like you can't hate me if I'm so nice. Yeah, and some people still will, but like whatever.
That's right. But like for me, I'm just so proud of it, and it's like my mission now is to not sit here and like watch me, look at me. Like it's like I want to show every other Jewish person like how lucky they are to have it.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Like they've got it. They just need to look after it. They need to cherish it. They need to love it. And some people just need to
sneak inward too. Like listen, even being converted since the 11th of Adar, I have like had moments where I get too busy with my life. I had a call with my rabbi before this because I said, it's the month of Elul. Hashem is supposed to be in the field. But sometimes I'm feeling this recently, like, where is Hashem? Like, I don't feel so connected because I have to slow down. I personally have to be careful of how many speaking events I take. Even on the speaking events, I have to say, give me moments to rest on Shabbos. No, I want to daven on Shabbos. I don't want to be rushed, because if I don't have time to spiritually recharge, then like I can't give over, I feel like, what I'm supposed to do. I noticed I was speaking so much that I was like, well, wait a minute, I am being depleted. I need to learn. I can't give over. I can't inspire anything. I can't be a vessel for Hashem if I don't learn.
Yeah.
And it's important for us to know, especially with like God willing, I hope that Hashem uses you to become bigger and go all over the world, just like I have been lucky to do, to inspire people. You speak to the boy high school, I speak to the girls, you know, exactly. Like I do the girls a lot, and the boys try to come. I'm like, I don't know, they could come, but like, whatever. But for real, it's important to remember, it's hard to like recharge ourselves, and it's hard to stay grounded. And right now you're on fire, but my rabbi told me that the second you enter the mikvah, your neshama is going to be attacked even more by whatever negative energies, klipa, yetzer hara, because now you are real, you're a force to be reckoned with, and you are such a light unto the Jewish nation, and the strengthening Hashem's people is a powerful thing, because it brings more light to this world when there's so much darkness, and this world loves the darkness. It wants the darkness to overcome things, and the light, and when strong together as Jews with the Jewish nation, we are strong, we are powerful, and that's our mission. Light can be described in any way. It could be described for people out there who are listening, thinking, I'm just a waitress, or I'm just a finance bro, or I'm just, I don't have a big following. There's so many ways that you can be an example of Hashem and a good Jew, and you've done it yourself. I think your girlfriend has done it. Mesquite's done it. I feel like all my friends, there's always a way to shape your life. And I think you're doing amazing. Yeah.
Same with you. Not
favorite Jewish holiday?
Chanukah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I actually want to go to
Purim's fun too.
Purim's my favorite.
Yeah.
Purim's my favorite because of the lesson of the hidden hand of Hashem.
Yeah.
Should I tell you, like
Of course.
Actually, it's so funny. Your favorite Jewish holiday is Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Mine is Purim.
Yeah.
I went to a shir one time where the Rabbi Babilski in Boca Raton, he said, on Hanukkah, we spin the dreidel, and we spin the dreidel from the top. And the lesson of Hanukkah is Hashem's miracle with the oil. But it was very clear. It was very blatant. Hashem entered, and it was very clear for everyone to believe this miracle of Hashem. That's why Hashem came down to the Jewish people. We spin the dreidel from the top with Purim. Purim is the story of Hashem's hidden hand, and that's why we have costumes and masks. And with the gragar, which is another thing we shake on Purim, we hold it from the bottom, and that's to remind us that Hashem is sometimes hidden, is sometimes concealed. Sometimes we have to do work, we have to daven for Hashem to reveal us, but Hashem is there holding us, carrying us, just like he did Queen Esther and the Jewish nation the whole time. And that's why I love Purim, because for me, I just said my life, I stress so much. I'm always thinking it's in my control. And at the end of the day, Hashem has always been there for me. And it's important to remember. And to be honest with you, on a more casual note, Hanukkah was the hardest thing for me to connect to, because I'm comparing it to Christmas. The whole world shuts down for Christmas, which is why for my first time to Israel, I'm planning to go in December, because I want to go to a place where I've never been.
Israel.
Never been. Have you?
Of course, 3 times.
No way. I've honestly turned down countless opportunities because I wanted to wait till I was Jewish. Tell me why it's your favorite Hanukkah holiday, just because it's fun. Maybe your first Jewish holiday experience.
I think it was because that was my first experience.
Beautiful.
And like the light and
Amazing.
the darkness. And it's like that moment to me was like my switching point. So it's like it's got a close connection to me.
Pesach also was special to me too.
Yeah,
that was a switching point for me too.
Yeah.
But Jack,
Beautiful.
I loved getting to talk to you. You guys, I have watched a couple of Jack's videos before, but I truthfully didn't do so much research, didn't talk to him so much before, because I wanted to do it here raw. And I can't wait to spend Shabbos with you and everyone else at the shul. And get to know more about you. I think we're going to go explore the Great Ocean Road on Sunday, and maybe we'll see some kangaroos or something.
I'll show you the kangaroos.
And then when you come to New York, we'll show you our city rats, kind of the same size as kangaroos. But Mesquite and I will show you guys. But thank you so much for doing everything to be here. Seriously, this boy, I literally drove him crazy, but you're amazing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything you forgot, we'll just do part 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you. You're awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye.